Hello, boys and girls. It is so good to have you again with me. We're going to continue on with a series that I started way back. I had bought five of these blanks. They're 4 inches by 2 inches, 4 inches in diameter, 2 inches thick. And I did a series of four. You may or may not have seen them, so I'll go through them. Just little open face bowl, nice rim on the edge there. This is a more of a closed form calabash, no bottom on it or no foot. It's just a round bottom, so it weebles and wobbles and spins and all that fun stuff. But a very nice bowl. This one is a box with an inset lid. The lid sits down into the box itself. Came out an inch and a half ish, uh, and it has had a little bit of movement in it, so I guess it's in the lid where the movement is. Anyway, there's that. And then we did, not so awful long ago, we did this little hollow form and added the neck onto it, a little piece of red mallee burl for a neck, which made it more of a vase. And that was Ruby's idea to go ahead and stick something in it. So I had some dried pampas grass sitting around. So anyway, there are those four things that we have already done. I've got Ruby and Wayne in the background. I'll bring them in so you can see their shiny faces.
Hi
Hello.
guys.
Hi.
They'll be keeping us straight in the chat and sharing any questions as we go along. They'll also welcome you guys in. So I've got my blank on the lathe. I've got a glue block glued on the back of it already. That's in my chuck. I turned a tenon on that. So move that. Get myself together here. We're going to turn this to a trumpet shape. This is going to be the top. So we'll do the top view, and you can see me turn the back side of it. And then I'll turn the inside, and you'll be able to see all of that by changing the camera angle. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And Ruby or Wayne, one of the two of y'all, if you all go ahead and read off who is in for us. Welcome, everybody.
I'll do that if you like, Ruby.
Sure. I'm sure they'd
So,
rather listen to you than me.
oh, I don't know about that. But here we go. We've got Rob from Copper Owl in. Obviously, Ruby is here. Andy Door 60 is here. Dale is here, Old Man River. We've got Alex. That's Wurzel. Mike Evans is here. Jim Selby. Roger Wallen. And Rob from Klingsport. Good evening, Rob. Paul Huyton. Haley's in. Hi, Haley. That's Wooden Burl, by the way, for everybody else. And Ward from the west coast of Arizona. Good evening, Ward. Mike Evans is here. James Crawford's just come in as well. Tim Ponder. Anthony Green. Albert's in. Good evening, Albert. How are you? Barry Chitty. Hi, Barry. And I think that's me down at the bottom.
Hey, welcome, everybody.
Glad to see everyone, and if we don't see you again, we wish you Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year.
Yeah, and same from me to everyone. And Susie's just come in as well. Good evening, Susie.
Hi, Susie.
Doug, what have you got the glue block glued on with?
Hot glue.
Just hot glue. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I get the gun heat up for about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes.
Debbie Gothard has joined us. Welcome, Debbie.
Debbie,
Once the gun is hot, I had drawn a circle on the bottom side of my blank, and I covered that, did a whole circle all the way around, then a big X, and then a blob in between the X. Put the two together with my tail stop, put pressure on it. Then I went around the seam, all the way around, like a top gun, so that I could get real good cohesion all the way around.
Your audio is a bit low at the moment, Doug.
Okay.
No, he's coming through pretty clear here.
All right, okay. Maybe it's just me.
I
Adjust
don't
the
know.
Oh, that's better. I've adjusted the headphones.
Okay.
Now, are
Just
you
trying to
going
get a
to
nice
try and have a slight curve on that, or are you going to leave it straight?
Here,
Yeah,
yeah, it's got a curve on it.
okay.
Yeah, you probably looks straighter than it really is, but it's yes, there's a curve on it. Well, there again, the fellow that we were referring to earlier, Rudy, he used to say, "We're wood turners. We make wood round. There's no point having a flat edge anywhere on a bowl." He would even say this rim should be curved, either concave or convex, one way or the other, but always curved.
Now, Alex has said the audio from the lathe is higher than the voice. Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well, Alex. And Andrew from AGK has just come in. He's saying hello, everyone. He is here. He's just doing some last minute editing for tomorrow night because he had a last minute idea for turning and 3D printing.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Now, if anyone hasn't seen, I know it's not wood turning related really, but if anyone hasn't seen Rob from Klingspor and Alex, who was Wurzel the Wood Butcher, doing their the movable 3D printed animals and things, check them out on Facebook. They are really cool.
They really are.
And Billy's Woodworks is in. Evening, Chris.
Hey, Bailey. If this was a bigger piece of wood, deeper particularly, I would make this bottom even smaller than it is. But I'm down. What am I down to? Just a hair over 2 inches at this point. So I'm more than halfway through it.
What sort of headset are you using, Doug?
Jabra.
Right, I'm not too sure if you were actually on your headset or just on the computer audio.
Well,
because we are getting a lot of lathe noise.
Yes.
I'm looking at OBS, and the sound is off on both of the cameras. Let me check one other one. Yep, sound is off on that one. I've even deleted that camera. So let's look in.
Radio Face Woodworks is just come in, and that is Joe.
Hey, Joe. Glad
Hi,
to have
Joe.
you today.
Glad to have you with us.
Settings, audio, microphone.
I bet that's better.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, yeah. I did a StreamYard update.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, good. Forgot I need to turn it down. I was still spinning at 1400 with sandpaper. That's kind of crazy. I know that's what you do, Wayne. You leave your speed up, don't you?
I do tend to leave the speed up. But yet again, I don't tend to do a hell of a lot of sanding.
True. Well, and I'm not going to either. I'm going to do 4 grits, um, take it up to 320.
Yeah, what are you starting with? About 150?
Oh, 100. Well,
Okay.
actually, I started with 60, 60, 100, 240, and 320. And I'm skipping one. I usually do a 150 in there, but I'm out of 150. And I just got today, about 30 minutes ago, I got a Klingspor order.
Oh, that'll please Rob because he's just put in there. Shake's head.
I
Yeah,
was
raw.
I was up at Stockroom Supply yesterday up near Hamilton and picked up a whole bunch of Klingspor sandpaper. So Rob
There we go.
should be dancing.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I got Klingspor disc, the wavy edge disc, um, without the holes in it. I don't need the holes, so I got them without. So anyway, I got them. I have not had the opportunity to unpack them yet. Um, was getting some other things together. I get done here, I've got to run down to my 2 retail stores, and one of them to take some cars that I turn for her. Um, she has 4 son-in-laws, and there were only 2 cars there, so I turned her 2 more.
Right. Who's just come in? Wiffy Woodshed, Andrew has just come in. Rob from Klingspor says, I have targets, you know. Damn it. Radio Face Woodworks has said he's just started dialysis. Can someone please 3D print me a couple of new kidneys?
I wish. There was a lady here in our community that came up. She needed a kidney transplant. Both of her kidneys had gone, and we started looking at it, and I met every criteria to be a possible donor for her. And lo and behold, if you're on high blood pressure medicine, they won't let you do it.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that took me out of the picture.
Yeah, Ruby has said to Rob about his targets that she only uses targets for rifle and pistol practice.
Just a little
Um,
alcohol here.
Yeah, Rob has said about the wavy edge discs. Give them to your wife for Christmas, Doug. She will be thrilled.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
About like my news that I lost my wedding band.
Oh yes, yeah. I take it that's still not found.
Nope, no found. She did not get
And
upset, but
Mark
there's
Stroughton's just come in as well. Good evening, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Oh yes, and happy anniversary, Mark, to you and Jennifer.
yes.
Oh, didn't know it was. Happy anniversary.
31st.
That's like starting the new year out on the right foot.
I mean to tell you. All right, little abrasive paste here. This will take my sanding down to about 1,000 grit without all the dust. That's all I'll need of that. Turn my speed
One thing
down.
about these grits and paste, they really last forever and a year.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they do. I mean, a lot of people say put it on as if you're stolen it, but a lot of the time, a little works just as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't need overkill.
No. I've seen folks just. I know Precious jokes about lathering it on. Um, many of us have joked about it, but you really don't need a lot. Um, just enough where it gets the grit all the way around the piece, and you can let it work. See, right
Yeah.
now, I don't feel, when I first started this, I could feel the grit. Now I can't feel the grit at all. It breaks down pretty quickly.
It
And turn
does.
it up. And Now let's turn it up just a hair more than that. I went ahead and moved over to a fresh piece of the towel. You can see here where I put it on. Of course, the light's bleaching it out a good bit. I'll show you this next section.
Rob says that if you use lots and lots of sandpaper, you need very, very little grit. That's good
Well,
thinking,
yeah.
Rob.
Yeah. And you make lots and lots of dust that goes straight into your lungs. And
Oh no, you have your extractor going, so it goes straight in there.
well,
And Mark's just come in and he said,
hey,
"Evening, folks.
Mark.
Sorry,
Hey,
you
Mark.
can't stay. He just got home and he shattered, so it's a shower in bed for him."
Oh, man.
You must have been demonstrating today or something.
I'm not sure. I think he
Wow.
was in the workshop. I don't know if he's demonstrating. I think he was in the workshop because he posted a nice vase earlier on that he
Oh,
was
right.
busy
I did
lacquering.
see that. Yeah, that looked good.
I missed that. But I will find it.
Now,
I will find it.
Rob says, hold your breath. It's good practice for deep sea diving. I hate to tell you, Rob, but when I did deep sea diving, we took tanks and didn't hold our breath.
No?
It wasn't advised.
No. All right, we're just about there. This is feeling awfully smooth and slick, just the way I like it. And as I look at that, I'm looking up in the monitor. I'm thinking that would sure look nice with a little bit narrower foot.
You know, you don't want to get too narrow because then it won't balance.
Not too narrow, but just narrower than what it is.
Well, no less than 1/3 the diameter.
Right?
Rob has just said, "I swear, Ruby is next Navy SEAL." No, you're wrong there, Rob. She used to train them.
Actually, on one expedition we did work with them, and we're teaching them how to navigate underwater.
See? What'd that tell you?
Well, you know, when you get to live and be old, you get to do a variety of things in your lifetime,
That's true.
and that's what life's for, is for living. So you might as well have as many.
As
I
many
remember.
decent experiences that you can get.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now I'm just watching you make those cuts. Is this side grain or end grain?
the black limba is side grain.
Side grain.
Okay.
The block is end grain. The bowl is side grain. Now see, that little bit that I changed looks a world different to me. It's just more pleasing.
Maybe it's because we're not getting a clear line of the, yeah, there. That looks better. Yeah, now we can see the line.
Yeah. It wasn't bad before. It was a nice line, but it wasn't enough.
Now,
Now I'm closer to the third, like you were saying, Ruby, and it just looks better to me.
usually 1/3 works well. It's when people go down to less than a half, or you know what I mean, like about a quarter or something.
Yeah, more like a quarter is you're going too far then.
Yeah, and then it's very tippy and it's not even practical for putting anything in.
Right?
Yeah. Now, Joe from Radio Faces said abrasive paste does wonders for his complexion.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Just
Mark has said, Mark is answering Alex and saying, yeah, the boss is watching with the mandatory Baileys in hand.
Chisky
There you
Wood
go.
Creations has joined us. Welcome.
Hi, Chisky.
Chesky.
I know why you did that. You did that just so you could go through the pleasure of sanding some more and putting the grid on again.
Oh, that's it. I love sanding so much.
No, he's only done it to take up time, Ruby. That's why he's done it.
Oh, is that what you did?
So tomorrow night, again, I won't have a live tomorrow night. I will be back in the new year. Andrew from AGK Woodworks is got a premiere on probably at 9:30 tomorrow night. He's just sent me a photo of the piece he is going to be doing. At least I think it's a photo of the piece he's going to be doing, and it looks spectacular. And tomorrow night, UK time, 12 o'clock, midnight, there's the Worldwide Woodturners Group meeting, which I can never figure this out for Eastern and Central.
It's
That's
7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central,
right.
midnight British.
Grand. Thank you.
What is your time called now? It's not it's not British Standard Time, is it?
EMT.
Yeah, we are on GMT. We're
Okay.
not on BST.
Okay, gotcha. I just happen to think here I am spraying DNA on that.
Yes,
on
you
hot glue.
don't want your glue to let go.
No. Here's for hoping.
Just put it right. Once you're finished doing your finishing everything, just stick a little more hot glue around the bottom because I can see a space there.
Yeah.
Yep. I went past my seam, so yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
And-
think of that.
Just stick a little more on there. It can always be cleaned up afterwards.
Yep.
Douglas Mungham has joined us, and he said he's not here to chat, just to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Please
And
take
back at
care.
you, Douglas.
And then
Nice
he's
to see you
leaving.
come in.
Yeah, too bad you're not staying, Douglas, but we're glad you did join us briefly.
Besides, I forgot the sanding sealer earlier.
Well, then it's a good thing you redid it.
Well, it's one of those things. That's sanding sealer is almost optional. I've done it many times where I forgot. I'm in the middle of putting wax on. I thought, I didn't put any sanding sealer on that, but it does help the shine. It does
Yes,
help.
it does.
I'll turn this on, help it to dry a little
If
bit.
people do, if people do use abrasive paste, and it doesn't really matter which one you use, but if you do use abrasive paste and you forget to put sand and sealer on, rub in the abrasive paste you originally put on, and then just use a second coat, and that'll fix
Yeah.
everything.
Absolutely.
You mean a second coat of sanding paste?
Yes.
Yep, a second coat of abrasive paste. Yes.
And what happens at Ruby is that the oils and waxes that are in this that carry the abrasive end up doing the sealing on the first coat, and the second coat, you're doing the work that it's supposed to do.
Yeah, just smooths
See,
it out.
Yeah.
what Mike Walt did a lot of years ago is that he actually wrote on the lid, because Mike used Yorkshire grit, but he actually wrote on the lid sand and sealer first,
Yes.
so he couldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Well, as you get older, you have to do things like that to remind yourself of certain things.
Exactly.
I noticed the other day Brian's the label or the lid on his Yorkshire grit. He's still using the same one. He's got sanding sealer first written on the
Yep.
lid. Whatever it takes to get that in your head. I do it most of the time, but I do still forget it, and I just don't sweat it. I just don't sweat it. Turn that up a little more.
That's a good attitude.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Yes, you can get a shinier finish if you use the sanding sealer. And Steve
Hmm.
Cravell makes a good case for you doing 2 coats of sanding sealer. I've done it. I agree with him. It makes it just that much shinier if that's what you're after. If you're wanting just a wax sheen, then by all means, just go straight with the abrasive paste and wax, and don't worry about sanding sealer. But it does make a difference. Let's turn that up just a little more.
Oh, Jennifer's just come in.
Hey,
Hi,
Jennifer,
Jen.
Jennifer,
happy
hope you're
anniversary.
enjoying your Baileys.
While you're enjoying your Baileys, Jennifer, I'm going to enjoy some Courvoisier cognac.
Oh, nice.
Neighbor brought me back a bottle from France.
Excellent.
I'll enjoy my Diet Mountain Dew. How's that?
The next time they're over in Europe, Ruby, tell them to go to Germany and get you some Asbach.
Okay.
Asbach is a German brandy, or as it's called in Germany, a Weinbrand, and it is, as far as I'm concerned, by far one of the best brandies out there.
Of course, I do have to qualify this and let you know that I'm not much of a drinker.
I would say probably the guys from Record Power would disagree with you.
That's because they kept handing me bottles of beer.
You've been found out, Ruby.
Every evening we went for dinner, they automatically would order a beer for all of us.
Okay.
They were. I probably in that one weekend drank more beer than I had in the previous 6 months.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what happens at shows.
I'll tell you though, that weekend was probably the most fun I've had in 40 years.
Excellent.
You know, they were great people to work with. They really were.
just letting that wax go off a little bit. Then we'll buff it here in just a moment. Um, I still keep getting asked what kind of wax is this Axe wax, and it's a Carnauba wax. Um, Tom was making it, had a formula that he used for several years, and I don't remember, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, he added to the Carnauba, put more Carnauba in it, and it really is that much better. So he did just
It
come out saying, "Go ahead, Wayne."
yeah, Carnauba wax does give a very high shine, and it is
Yep.
another type of wax that does resist fingerprints and things like that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because it's a very, very hard wax. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucy has joined us. Hi,
Hey,
Lucy.
Lucy.
Hiya, Lucy.
Yeah. Once Carnauba has once you've applied it and buffed it, you let it cool. Wayne is exactly right. It will resist fingerprints. If you handle it right away, you buff it and start handling it, you'll find fingerprints all over. But that's the trick, letting it cool back down before you handle it too much.
Well, that way you can prove you made it.
Well, true. See my thumbprints right there.
Right.
It should be just about where we want to be. Give it just a hair more. I'm putting just a little bit more pressure on it now. It's all buffed. I'm just trying to warm it up.
You know, a bit earlier on, Ward had reminded everyone to hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah,
Please.
that's a great idea.
Right, let's see.
See about putting a little more glue on here, especially in these gaps.
You've got, according to me, you've got 49 in at the moment.
And Heather has just joined us from Spirit Wind, Wood, Stone, and Bone.
Hello,
Evening,
Heather.
Heather.
Getting yourself ready for going into work this evening, right? Heather usually joins us on Worldwide Woodturners from the hospital where she works. Takes her breaks so she can show off some of her work, and we're all glad to see it.
Oh, wait till you see her new stuff. She's been making some really nice things lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I put her
Yeah, Heather's already working.
already working. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let that cool for just a minute. Well, we can just go ahead right ahead. I'm not going to let it cool too much. It'll cool as we turn. Get everything turned around here. It's a little different angle. Do.
Yeah, she
And
works a 3 to 11 shift.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Turn this back down just for principle's sake. And then turn it back up slowly. And we'll go on up to, that's 1445 right there. This won't take long to clean out. I will have to stop and move my tailstock.
Yeah, that's 30 minutes just gone, Doug.
Okay.
Lucy,
Yes, I can slow down.
Lucy says she's just survived the carnage that was Tesco. You'd think the shops were going to be shut for a fortnight.
Yeah, Jane went out to do a bit of last minute shopping today, and she said exactly the same, Lucy. Exactly the same.
Just moving my tailstock. It's already in my way.
Just
I do
make
have
sure you take the point out.
yeah. Well, I took it off the lathe completely, so we're in grand shape now. Go ahead and establish my rim. I like a little bit of a inward slope on my rim.
Well, I guess I might have to actually, when we're done, think about going shopping, buying some groceries for supper this evening.
I think that's where my wife is right now. She's been saying
Well,
she's going to grocery for a week.
only cooking for one makes it a little more difficult.
Yes, it does.
See, I actually find cooking for two very difficult, which is why I tend to have a freezer full of leftovers.
No, I'm not a big leftover fan. What I'll probably do is pick up a chicken and end up making chicken soup.
I got myself, I went to the grocery, I don't know, a week or so ago. Got myself some stuff for some lunch, some salad goodies. And while I was there, I was going down the soup aisle and just happened to see a whole stack of cream of chicken soup, Campbell's cream of chicken. And I thought, it's cold and wet out. I'm going to get a can.
And I'll bet it hit the spot.
Oh, it was great. I loved every bite.
Mike,
Every single bite.
Mike Yu has joined us. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
So was that the condensed chicken soup?
Yes,
Doug?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I put some milk in it and heated it up, and it was grand.
I like starting with the chicken and then adding some vegetables and
Yeah.
going from there.
I made a big pan of broth the other day. I love making pans of broth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Connie will do that when I'll smoke a turkey, and she'll take the carcass and make a big thing of turkey broth.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds good already.
And
Yeah. I bought a smoked ham hock and boiled that up for a few hours. to get all the stock from it, and then ripped it to bits to get all the meat off. Put that back in the pan. I'd soaked some dried stuff overnight, barley and other things as well. Soaked that overnight. Added that to the broth with a load of root vegetables, and that lasted us about 3 days, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem here. It lasts you most of a week.
Woodworm Paul's in. Good evening, Paul.
Hi,
Hey,
Paul.
Paul. Let's see where I'm at.
Oh, did I
My
miss
wall.
Todd coming in? Hello, Todd.
Todd, hello.
Hi, Todd.
Hello.
Now, Heather suggests that if you add the cream of chicken soup to the turkey roast pan drippings and do make your gravy that way, it's the best gravy ever. Good
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
you can do exactly the same with the Campbell's condensed mushroom soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry, Lucy has just reminded me that I missed Andy as well. Good
Oh,
evening,
hello,
Andy.
Andy.
I
Glad to
thought we
have you
did
in.
mention him.
Or maybe it was just me.
All right, I'm gonna switch over to a little different
See,
tool.
I think going back to Campbell's condensed soup, I think a lot of people actually use those cans of soup as sauces as opposed to using them as soups.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. Or as the base of various dishes.
Yeah.
Here we use them. We use like cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, all of those as kind of the liquid part of the when doing a casserole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr.
Now,
G's wood turning has joined us. Welcome.
evening, Mr. G. And Joe from Radio Face has said he's tried smoking a turkey once. It was too heavy to hold to his lips. Now, I've got
Yeah,
to ask, which part were you holding to your lips?
you
Sounds
may
to
not
me
want to
like
know.
the whole thing.
Always found them hard to keep lit.
Hmm. Todd made a nice green bean casserole with the cream of mushroom.
Oh, that
Yep.
sounds nice.
Yeah, especially talking about it, and we haven't had supper yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Okay.
Oh,
That,
Lucy said, Andy says hi. He's busy colouring in. Oh, no, Andy's been pinching the kids' bloody colouring in books again.
You're going to have to get him his own for Christmas.
they make some great adult coloring books now that are phenomenal for designs and things to burn onto your work. Um, just great stuff.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with going back to being a little kid.
No, no.
Oh, definitely not.
More,
Which is
more,
I like.
people, more people need to try it.
That's why I like doing the colouring that I do, because
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
splash and paint on.
I was up in my art room earlier today looking at my oils and my acrylics and thinking, I should go back to painting more.
You do a wonderful job. Yeah, you should. Don't give up your turning, but
Oh no, I've got too many turning jobs come in as is, so
yeah,
that's gonna on go for a while.
Chisky has said he loves the mandala colouring books.
yeah.
Todd has said, oh, sorry. Chisky has said, I like a good pork chop and cream and mushroom casserole.
There you go.
It was Heather that said, I love the mandala colouring books. Todd
Okay.
has said, what time do folks eat supper? Is your supper the same thing as dinner, or is it your main meal? I tend to, right, I tend to call dinner, which is what we have in the evening.
Well, for me, supper and dinner are interchangeable words, and we usually have it between 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening. Well, Paul says that's why men never grow up.
Why bother? You know, it's growing up is way overrated.
Yeah, see, you have what you call tea over there around 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yep.
and we
I
don't
mean,
have that in North America as a rule.
no, so the way the way Jane and I do things is that we have breakfast, we have lunch, and then we have dinner. And dinner always tends to come in the evening because that was the main meal when people finished work was the
Right.
dinner.
Yes. That's kind of how I have come to understand the word dinner. It's whatever when they call it dinner, it's their big meal. It has nothing to do with time. Um, Usually in the evening. Uh, I'm too simple for that. It's breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Yeah.
Now Benjamin says that supper is after dinner. You have breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner or tea, supper, and then a midnight snack, and then you snack in between.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, that sounds like
If I
me.
did that, I'd weigh 400 pounds right now.
Um,
A lot of times, I hate to say it, but I skip breakfast and lunch.
My
Especially,
breakfast consists
especially if I'm
my
busy.
my breakfast consists of coffee.
No,
yes,
mine
yes.
would be a good tea.
My lunch consists of probably a sandwich. And dinner is what Jane and I decide on what I'm going to make.
Clasparonis. Oh me. Yeah. Yeah, when Connie's
And
working, she
Todd points out that breakfast can be eaten any time of the day.
Yeah,
Maybe Todd, I'm going to have bacon and eggs for supper tonight then.
yeah. I mean, Jane I'm not saying quite often, but it is fairly often has breakfast for dinner.
when I was a kid, that was always fun. Have bacon, eggs, biscuits, gravy, the whole 9 yards.
No, not biscuits and gravy. No, the
Oh,
biscuits
come
are
on.
okay, but not gravy with, no.
Yeah, that's what you could do with all the drippings from the sausage and the ham and the bacon.
Oh, I'll pass.
Make gravy and or you use if it's pure bacon grease, then you add some coffee and make red eye gravy.
Oh dear.
So
Oh yes.
so do you add sausage into the gravy as well, Doug?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
In sawmill gravy, yeah. You either have sawmill gravy or red eye gravy. Sawmill has it's the flour. You make the roux,
yeah.
add your grease back in, all that fun stuff, and your sausage.
Len's
Yes.
handcrafted wood has joined us. Hi, Len. Welcome.
Hi,
Hey,
Len.
Lynn.
This is the dinner hour talk.
Yep.
We
And
tend to
Pete's
talk
just come in
food.
as well. Good
Hey,
morning,
Pete.
Pete.
Twisted
Oh,
meat of
hi,
the
Pete.
trees. All right, that's sanded up to 320 now. Feels so good. I was checking this top edge, and while it's sharp, it's not razor sharp. So I'm going to kind of let it be the way it is. Go ahead and turn my lathe off, and we'll give it a spritz of alcohol. Give it a good wipe down.
I've got a quick question for Pete. So I saw the photographs from the Avon and Bristol wood turners thing from the other night. Very good photographs, I got to say. Very happy to see Nick Agar there. But do you ever smile, Pete?
Yes, I've seen Pete smile.
Okay.
In person, I have seen him smile.
Okay, see there I went again. I forgot my sanding sealer, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay.
So Chisky has said his breakfast every day: 3 eggs, 8 strips of bacon, toast and jelly with a cup of coffee. Oh, that sounds
Well,
absolutely brilliant.
substitute tea for coffee, and I would say that sounds great to me, especially if you make the bacon crispy.
Pete said, "I do smile, Wayne, but hate being in photographs." Todd is asking Lucy, "Is your eggy bread what we call French toast?" Yes, it is, Todd.
Yeah, I like French toast. You have to put maple syrup on it,
That's something
preferably Canadian maple syrup.
that is something I haven't done for Jane for ages. Is eggy bread.
I've never heard it called that.
Yeah, it's because the bread gets dipped in egg
Right.
before it's fried.
Yeah, makes perfectly good sense. I can't have. I can. I don't eat any bread since I had my stroke, and they found all these little piddly things that they said, if you'll lose some weight, all this will go away. So I lost 30 pounds, and most of it went away. But bread is one of the things I cut out, and I don't
Right,
regret it.
Pete's just said he's just had reheated Sunday roast from yesterday's leftovers. It's good to be a pensioner. I'll tell you what, Pete, that is one of my most favourite meals. That is
Mm.
reheated roast from the day before is absolutely brilliant. And Haley has said, "Wayne, that is Christmas breakfast sorted for Jane." Yeah. Cheers, Haley.
When Ben says that who on earth buys unsmoked bacon, that's like buying skim milk.
I did not know that you could get bacon that wasn't smoked until just recently. I thought it was all smoked, but
No,
apparently
no,
not.
it's cued differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
mainly
I just didn't know.
it's mainly cured in a salt solution, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not actually smoked.
Now Lucy says either ketchup or sugar and cinnamon with eggs, bread, but not at the same time.
No,
We
not at
we
the same
we
time.
we refer to ketchup as American gravy.
I refer to it as universal spice.
Yeah, Rob's just come in and said, "Does anyone know a good wood turning channel? These food challenges are making me fat."
Mm. All right. Keep rotating my paper towel and increasing my speed. We're just about done with the abrasive paste here.
And Pete said he has an urge to make cinnamon toast for Lisa. Never had it before, but saw one of them TV chefs making it.
No, we always had it when we were kids. My mom would
Oh
make
yeah.
it up for us. That and a hot chocolate.
Oh, my mother would get up and she would take a stick of butter and would soften it and mix the cinnamon and the sugar in with the butter and then spread that on the bread before she toasted it.
Yep,
Oh, that was so good.
and it smelled great.
And now I see people all the time. They put a little bit of margarine on a piece of bread and sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of sugar on it and toast that, and they say it's cinnamon bread. Nah, it is, but not like what we
Nah,
used to have. Not when you mix it all together first.
Alex says that unfortunately food seems to take over the wood channels, and he thinks it's time to move on to 3D printing.
3D
uh,
printing doesn't fill your belly.
yeah, not on my channel.
I would really like to get into the 3D printing and learn something about it.
Phew, I almost bought a 3D printer about 2 months ago. Had a offer to buy one, and I passed, thinking I need a laser more than I need a 3D printer. Oh, I don't need that. I need the wax. No problem.
I have mine I lay mine out and I have the lids numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So I remember which one to put on in what order.
Well,
It helps, except when you wear the numbers off.
sure. Mine are sitting on the shelf in order, and I go down the line, but I've grabbed one too short. I'm going to go ahead and put some more wax on the outside as well. This can of wax is just about gone. So,
Now,
Well,
time.
Heather has said, sorry, not Heather, Haley has said, apparently you should have a tiny bit of cinnamon every day to prevent colds, as people who work in cinnamon factories never get them. Random things she learned today. I would say the same thing about garlic, to tell you the truth.
yeah, I've heard both. Can't go wrong with either one.
All right, go run the speed up, and there we go. Up at 1650 now. Get that part of the paper towel with the wax down inside of it. Give this a good buff, and then we'll work on getting this off the glue block.
And Lucy has said the best butter we've found is from a little place called Bungay in Suffolk, and it's made with raw milk.
Hmm.
The only thing you've got to look, or the only thing you have to be concerned with raw milk is that people who have been brought up on raw milk, the likes of dairy farmers, their immediate families, things like this, they build up to a resistance to the bacteria in raw milk, where people who are adults and try raw milk for the first time will probably get a little bit ill because of the bacteria in raw milk.
Yeah.
Right. Andy says that he eats garlic to keep Lucy at bay. And Alex suggests that you just have a dram of whiskey a day, and that'll keep anything.
Yeah, that'll do.
Get one more paper towel here. I'm still getting.
Yeah, and Mark S has said the same thing about whiskey, Wayne.
All right, for you folks who came in late, this is black limba. It's an African hardwood, but it's not a very hard hardwood. It's pretty soft actually. So it cuts cleanly. It does take some detail. Pretty nice wood. And I'll show you all five. I've done a series of 5 turnings, all different styles, from the same size blank. So it's a pretty nice comparison of what the wood will do.
Yeah, Ben said it sounds like a good idea. This is back to Haley. Where's it going? Where's it going? Sounds like a good idea, but he needs to use up his sick days somehow. And then Haley has come back to him and said, just do one of those sick day phone calls where you sound all stuffed up and cough and forget bye in a cheery voice. Now, I have worked as a manager in the care sector. I've worked as a manager in the care sector for quite a lot of years. And the amount of people that phoned in sick with one of these, oh, I'm not feeling very well today. I'm going to really bad. What you done? Oh, I think I broke my ankle. So what the hell's wrong with your voice then?
Yeah, well.
And Craig McCoy has joined on.
Craig
Hey,
McCoy,
Craig.
that's my brother-in-law.
Hiya, Craig.
And no, Craig, this is not your wife's Christmas present. That's been done for a while. She put in her request last Christmas when she saw my big salad
Right.
bowl.
Todd put in a question there, which I nearly missed. Survey question. Do you keep your butter on the table or in the fridge? With the temperature of my kitchen, Todd, it tends to be left out in a butter dish.
Put it in the refrigerator so it didn't get so hard.
Yeah.
I leave mine on the table.
No, I put my butter back in the fridge to soften it up a little bit.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. All right, got that in reverse.
Well,
Spin it
Craig
right
says
off.
hello to everyone and that he can keep secrets. That's good to know, Craig. There are a lot have been passed around here today.
Yep. Yeah, I had to. I sent Craig a text. Said, does she prefer bright and shiny, or does she prefer to have things that are more just a wax finish? Oh, she's got both. Either one will be fine. So he's got an idea what it is. All right,
Craig just said there, hello to everyone. He can keep secrets. Oh, Craig, please, come on.
All right, just gonna.
Rob can remember a lot of hours he spent as a kid in front of the fire trying to soften the butter at his grandmother's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or cut off what you think you need and put it in a little pan over the stove and just to warm it up enough so you can spread it.
That's because we didn't have microwaves back in those days.
We didn't have microwaves, and we used butter. Butter is so much harder than margarine.
Yes.
But margarine is
It
so
has
much
less oil in it.
Yeah. The margarine, I read it more than once. Once you eat margarine, you never get rid of it. It stays in your body forever.
Really?
Because of the shape of the molecules.
That's good to know.
So yeah,
I prefer butter to margarine anyway.
I do too. My wife prefers margarine.
All right. Okay.
But
No,
there's
she
no
and my
accounting for bad.
husband would get along well.
Yeah, there's no accounting
Tell
for
you the
bad
truth,
taste.
I've never actually used margarine in anything, probably since the 1970s.
Okay. Well, you're probably healthier for it, Wayne. Supposedly the molecule looks like it's shaped like a J. And so when you eat it, it hooks into your system and never lets go.
And Lucy is saying, do they still sell margarine? I'm not too sure, Lucy. I'll have a look the next time I'm in Tesco's.
They do.
They do here.
They do.
It's kind of hard to find butter sometimes. You can always find margarine, but can't always find butter.
Not up here.
Mind you, one of the best celebrity chefs, I suppose you'd call her, over in the UK is a woman called Mary Berry, who has been on the go for decades. And when she's making a cake, because she's very good at everything she does, but she always used to use margarine when she was making a cake.
Interesting.
I bet I moved those one hole too many. Nope. I'm in.
Well, you just made it.
Yeah. These are the small cold jaws, and I found them handy for these smaller pieces. But I am limited, so anyhow.
Rob from Klinksport has said his daughter is a veggie, so she has this stuff that I swear is a cross between plasticine and Play-Doh.
It's probably more plasticine than Play-Doh even. Awful.
Benjamin has said, Ben has said, real butter doesn't taste nice with cheese on with cheese on biscuits. Oh yes, it does, Ben.
Yes, it does.
That's not American biscuits, by the way. That is English savory biscuits.
And Pete says, put an open tub or margarine out in the garden and nothing, not even bacteria will eat it.
There
I
you
believe
go.
that, Pete.
You're exactly right. Margarine's nasty stuff.
Lucy has said, Wayne, just ask James Martin about butter. Now, James Martin is another celebrity chef, and during one of his shows, he will use at least 1 pack, which is 8 ounces of butter.
That's a lot.
And I've got to say, when I'm having a cookery day in the kitchen, which I do fairly often, I will go through a ton of butter.
Yeah. Oh, oh shoot, what's her name? There's a lady down in Georgia that she is known for using lots of butter. Lots of butter.
Don't think I've seen
Well,
her.
she's a white-haired lady, real short. She fits in the Lucy and Precious Club.
Right,
Paula
Todd.
Dean?
Yeah, Paula Dean.
Paula Dean, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, yeah, loads of butter. She'll use a pound of butter on a 30-minute show.
Wow. I don't use a pound of butter in a month.
Oh no,
What do we
I
got?
go
Oh,
through
turn that on.
I go through about a pound of butter in a week.
Yeah.
No, we use it mostly to put it on vegetables. Like if you make a baked potato, you cut the potato and put some butter inside.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. If you're going to eat
Now,
potatoes, you gotta have butter.
Rob from Klingsport has said the best thing for butter is crumpets. Now, crumpets are a difficult thing to explain to Americans. It is basically a yeast batter, which is fried. And when you do the first fry, all the bubbles from the batter tend to open up, so you get a very open texture. And then you flip them over, fry the top side to make sure it's cooked all the way through, and then you eat them with lashings of butter on top.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, we're
Jim,
getting there.
Jim,
Heather has said margarine is only one molecule different than plastic. True
that's
fact.
true.
Yep.
That
Yep.
is a fact. I find it doesn't have any flavor.
I
Right,
don't
Jim
like it.
Selby has said about who was it we were talking about? Paula Dean.
Paula Dean.
Yeah, Jim Selby said he went to her restaurant and couldn't eat anything because it had too much salt in it.
Too much salt. Okay. Yeah. That's the issue. Seems to be the discussion even now that almost all chefs are taught to. If it doesn't taste like salt, it has no flavor. And so people who are health conscious and are understanding salt is the enemy, they're having a tough
See,
time getting some of these chefs to
the,
understand.
the thing that I find, or the main difference that I find between American recipes and UK recipes, I'll not say English, I'll say UK, is that American recipes, they always tend to add sugar into whatever they're doing. Whereas we don't. If it's a savoury meal, we don't tend to add sugar into it.
Right.
Anthony Green says buttered Scotch pancakes with maple syrup, and I agree, they are lovely.
Yep. Ben has said cheese does not belong on a crumpet.
And Rob wants to know how long you're going to bake this bowl for and at what temperature. Doug?
400 for about no baking a bowl. Not a wood one anyway. A little bit of abrasive paste on the bottom, just so it's all finish the same. I will come back later and I'll cut just 3 rings in there so that I can put my mark in there, and then I will put some more wax right on top of that. And what tends to happen is a little dust will get into the lines and the letters that I use, and will darken up so that it's readable, legible.
People may have guessed from what we've been talking about tonight. I have 2 hobbies. One of them is wood turning, and it is still a hobby to me. And the other one is cooking. If I'm not in the workshop, and I haven't been for the past few weeks, I will predominantly spend time in the workshop doing stuff. Sorry, in the kitchen doing stuff.
Well, you're welcome to come over here and do stuff in my kitchen all you want. Your heart content.
Oh,
I knew
Ruby,
that was coming.
Ruby, if only.
Yeah, and you can have your choice of in between which lathe you want to play on.
Oh, my life.
And if you want to use one of the lathes to peel the potatoes, they work fine for that too.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I've done that. I've used the lathe for turning apples as well.
Well, and carrots make really good skew practice.
Oh, I'll go ahead and put my lines on here. Oh, we're right at the hour, aren't we? Or just over?
Oh, you're doing fine. We've just gone. We're about 7 minutes past.
Yeah.
Radio Face Woodworks has to go, and he wishes you a blessed Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Night night, Joe. So Klingspur said, "Cooking, Wayne. So the rumor you've been learning pole dancing is not true." Hey,
That's
that's Mark. That's not me. That's Mark.
Right, and Mark's got the tutu to prove it.
Absolutely. And I know where the video is. I've seen it.
And
Rob,
go ahead.
go on, Ruby. No, go on.
Rob says, Doug, you have to keep going because we haven't got to desserts yet.
Well, I just made this afternoon. I made a plum apple sultana crumble for Jane's pudding tonight.
Oh, is she a lucky woman?
Wrong tool. Wrong tool.
You are getting good at doing these miniatures.
Well, you know. Oh, again, when the wood presents you, you use what you got, and you use or you. Let's see if I back that out.
Oh, I can see that being a very useful little ball.
Absolutely.
Now, Rob has just put in there trifle, my favourite Lucy, followed by cheesecake. Now, Jane doesn't do a lot in the kitchen, but every Christmas she does a cherry trifle that is to absolutely die for. I mean, really. Cheesecake. I made a Biscoff cheesecake the other week, which went down very, very well with the pair of us. So I made one 2 nights after that, and I made another one 2 nights after that as well.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Lucy wanted to know if I had heard of the great maple syrup heist, and yes, I had heard of it.
All right, there is today's offering, a little trumpet-shaped bowl. Started off with a 4x2 blank, and let's see what I ended up with. Dead on 4 inches by 1 15/16. That's what we ended up with.
Excellent.
So, and you can see the difference in the wood. It's got a little chatoyance there. But
Yeah,
there's
and I
your
really like
hardwood and
the
your
I really like the
sapwood.
difference between the sapwood and the hardwood on
Yeah,
that one.
I like
sapwood is pretty pretty. It's a pretty yellow kind of color, not yellow yellow, kind of a golden color. But then you got these black and brown stripes through the.
through the heartwood.
There you go.
I like the variety of items you've made, all from the same size, shape piece you started with.
Right, 4x2. That was kind of the reason for wanting to do this exercise, just so I could see, others could see, and I have just scratched the surface. They were all the same 4x2, but yet you have four very distinctive. The
5.
trumpet, the normal five, excuse me, yes, the typical open form bowl, a closed form calabash, box, lidded box, and a vase, all from 4x2.
Yeah, they all
So
look great.
And they do. Excellent work, Doug.
thank you all very much. This has been a lot of fun. We are past the top of the hour, and all this food talk has made me hungry. So
I was just thinking the same thing.
I'm going to go find some pinto beans, or yeah, because I've already had some smoked pork today, so I'm going to have pinto beans and relax for a little while, get a fresh cold Diet Mountain Dew, prop my feet up, and watch the cold weather go by. So you
Excellent.
folks,
I'm going to
hey,
put some ribs in the oven.
that sounds like a winner.
What-
These mine were not ribs. I did a Boston butt, put that in the
Oh,
smoker,
nice.
and it. Oh yeah, that's if you want pulled pork, that's the cut to use.
Yeah,
There we go.
Ben wanted to know what you call the dried plant stuff that you have in the one little vase.
That is pampas grass seed head. Those are all seeds. The
Yeah,
little wispy things are seeds, and left to their own nature, they would eventually just the wind would blow them off, it'd scatter, and there'd be pampas grass everywhere. So some people don't like it. I love it. I like ornamental grasses of all types, whether it's pampas grass or which is a big tall grass. It'll grow 6 feet tall or so. I've also had some that was 7, 8 inches tall. Elijah blue, which is a
yeah,
beautiful little bluish um, ornamental grass, and everything in between. There's lots of them. Zebra grass
yeah.
is another one.
Yeah,
But
Ben,
anyway,
if you look out in the wild areas in the UK where grass hasn't been cut, you'll see grass that grows taller and has these fancy tops on them, and you just cut them and collect them.
yeah, and that stuff grows by rhizomes, so it doesn't take much. You dig down just a little bit, get one little strand of it, plant that, and you'll have a yard full of it if you're not careful. All right. It's been a good day in the shop. I've had a lot of fun. Hope you've seen something that interests you. If you have, you've already been reminded to hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate that. That helps the channel more than anything else, really. So we're going in a good direction, and I hope to keep growing. So, Ruby, you got anything special going this week before we leave?
Oh, I don't think so. Although no doubt my phone will ring tomorrow and I'll have another turning job come in.
All right. All right. We hope you and your husband do fine. Hope he heals
Thank
up from
you.
his breaks. Wayne, you got anything special? I know no lives
No,
for the rest of the
no,
year.
I'm still having a bit of a break from the workshop at the moment.
All right.
I will be back in the new year.
All right.
With my usual nonsense on the lathe.
And maybe get some turning done, huh?
And yeah, and maybe get some turning done.
All right.
And a few cookery tips as well.
There you go. I will not be on next Tuesday. That's the day after Christmas. And I will probably be traveling with my family going down to Tennessee. Got a nephew who's got things going on. And so we wanted to go celebrate with them a little bit. But I'll be on January 2nd. I will be back on. Okay.
Well,
Excellent.
I want to wish both of you and everyone in Chatland a very Merry Christmas and all the best into the new year.
And
Exactly where I was going.
that's the same from me as well.
Merry Christmas, one and all. Look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks if I don't see you before. And until then, you spin them around. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Wow.